What's up everybody, it's Robin Gaming here, today bringing you a very special subject, which is the fall games of 2012. Yeah, fall just almost started. I mean, we've had some great falls in the past. What you're looking at right now is actually 4 games that I'm going to be playing. I'm going to be playing Uncharted 3, Battlefield 3, Skyrim and Modern Warfare 3. Which were basically the games that fall 2011 was all about. It was a great end of the year with all those games, and yeah, I want to give you a quick little recap on those games. So we had Uncharted 3. Now Uncharted 3 was of course the sequel to what was probably the best Uncharted game and probably the best game of the generation. I mean, that's an opinion people can have. It was my opinion, and Uncharted 3 was the sequel to that. I mean, we were all so hyped. It was, you know, disappointing in some ways, like the single player for most of us. But yeah, it was a great game, and it was a new Uncharted game, so we had to be like excited about that, right? So we also had Battlefield 3, which was the sequel to Battlefield 2, so we finally had another core Battlefield game. I mean, Battlefield 2 was released in like 2005, and now Battlefield 3 came out in 2011. That's 6 years after, and yeah, finally a new core Battlefield game. I mean, I remember watching all the trailers and seeing all the hype, and people were so excited about it. Yeah, and it turned out to be a great multiplayer. Single player was a bit disappointing for sure, but yeah, I mean, Battlefield has always been about the multiplayer, and it was just top notch. It was awesome. We've also had Skyrim, another big title. I mean, I'm not really an Elder Scrolls fan. I've bought Skyrim, but to be quite honest, I don't really like it. For me, it's quite boring to play. I can see why other people like it. It's a great game with a huge open world and a lot of quests. Yeah, we've all got our opinions, right? But Skyrim, it won so many Game of the Years, and yeah, I mean, it definitely deserved that because it was such a huge game, and it was definitely a great release for, you know, for fall 2011. And finally, we've had Modern Warfare 3, which, you know, it definitely got a lot of hate. And yeah, but I mean, it is like the sequel to Modern Warfare 2. It is like a new Modern Warfare title, and Modern Warfare was hands down like the best Call of Duty, you know, installments. Those were the best Call of Duty installments. And yeah, I mean, people that love Call of Duty were definitely excited about that. It did turn out to be like probably the worst Call of Duty from the past 5 games or something, but yeah, it's still a core Modern Warfare title, and I just want to show you that, you know, it's such a huge installment again. So we've had 4 of those big installments for 2011. And yeah, now to just talk about 2012, to me it's a bit disappointing, and yeah, I'm just gonna mention 6 games to you that are gonna be coming out. 2 actually already came out, and those were Sleeping Dogs, which was a great title of course, Resident Evil 6, which was a sequel to, yeah, probably one of the you know, most famous game series there is. But yeah, Resident Evil 6, in most of the reviews it turned out that it had some downsides, but also, you know, some great new things. And yeah, I mean, opinions, everyone has their own opinion about it. Some people think it's awesome, some people think it's really shit. I mean, I've seen grades of like a 3 against 9s. It's really weird. But yeah, 4 games are still gonna be coming out, and those are Assassin's Creed 3, Black Ops 2, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, and Far Cry 3. And those were basically the 4 games that I wanted to mention to you and I wanted to talk about. So yeah, the games I'm on the fence about for buying is PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, which is probably going to be a great game. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I just got to see if I got enough money to buy it, of course. And we've got Far Cry 3, a sequel to, yeah, a great franchise from this generation. Yeah, I mean, a huge open island and lots of stuff to do, first person shooter of course. Yeah, I'm still on the fence about buying that as well. But then we got probably the 2 biggest titles of this year, which are Assassin's Creed 3 and Black Ops 2. And I wanted to talk a bit about those. So Assassin's Creed is probably one of the biggest franchises of this generation. Now, this is just my personal opinion. I've talked about it in one of my previous videos, but I thought, and I still think, that Ubisoft kind of turned Assassin's Creed into a cash cow. That's again my opinion. I mean, I've seen Assassin's Creed going downhill Assassin's Creed 1 was great, then 2 was amazing, and then they started kind of like coming with yearly releases, basically turning it into a Call of Duty. And I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me on that, but that's just my opinion. Assassin's Creed 3 though, it's looking amazing. I mean, a new setting that's obviously great. I'm still afraid that it's going to be a bit of the same gameplay wise, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see for that. I am excited, I'm going to buy it for sure, but it's not that it's like I'm really very excited about it. We've also got Black Ops 2, which is just a new Call of Duty. I mean, we can expect that every year, right? And yeah, to be honest, I really like Black Ops 1. I mean, I thought the campaign was the best out of all the Call of Duties that I've played. The zombie mode was great fun, and for the multiplayer, I mean, I'm more of a Battlefield multiplayer gamer, but yeah, I mean, if Call of Duty multiplayer is your thing, then yeah, I think Black Ops was a pretty good one. Modern Warfare 2 was probably a bit better, but yeah, Black Ops 1 was definitely a great multiplayer, and I'm expecting Black Ops 2 to be great again. I mean, it introduces some great new things like the Pick-10 loadout system and stuff like that, which I'm, to be honest, really excited about. I'm definitely gonna try out the multiplayer again, and yeah, I will see if I will, play it for a long time, but I'm just not expecting to. But I'm buying it for the single player and for the zombie mode, which is gonna be great, I'm sure of it. So yeah, just when I look at those 6 titles, I mean, they're all great titles, but they're just not of that same, I don't know, it's hard for me to explain, but it's not, to me it doesn't feel like that those 6 titles are like the best releases of a generation. I mean, some people may argue with me that Assassin's Creed 3 is probably one of the best releases of the generation, but to me it isn't. Well, when I'm looking at games like Uncharted, Battlefield and Skyrim, and yeah, well, Modern Warfare as well, then those games are just huge releases, and we just don't have those in 2012, and that's a bit disappointing to me. We've also had Mass Effect 3 at the beginning of 2012, which was a bit disappointing. That's basically the point that I want to make. I mean, Mass Effect 3 was a bit too linear, and yeah, I don't know, it came too fast after Mass Effect 2. It also had a disappointing ending in many people's eyes. And yeah, I mean, it's just 2012 looks to me like a disappointing year. I'm not excited. I'm not overly excited about any of the 6 games that are going to be coming out. When looking at 2011, I was probably excited for almost all the titles that came out that year. And yeah, and basically what kind of got my attention was that there's this like cycle. I mean, look at 2009. 2009 was a great year where we've had Uncharted 2, probably the best game of this gen at this moment still. Modern Warfare 2, which was the sequel to probably the best Call of Duty game ever made. Assassin's Creed 2, which was a great, change for the franchise. And yeah, it definitely made Assassin's Creed one of the biggest franchises of this generation. And yeah, when you then look at 2010, not a lot came out, especially not at like fall 2010. We've only had Black Ops 1 and Brotherhood, as far as I can remember. It was about that. Yeah, just not a lot of great games. And then looking at 2011, what I just talked about, just great installments, great titles, just big releases for a generation. And now 2012 again, it's just, yeah, it's disappointing to me again. That basically got my attention. That really I really noticed that. And I mean, we have a disappointing year now at 2012, but looking in the future, 2013, that's gonna be one of the best games in gaming history. I mean, I'm sure of that. Just I can mention 6 titles to you now, which will probably be like, those are the releases of a generation. I mean, I'm gonna mention them to you. Let's start off with probably one of the biggest titles of the year, GTA 5. I mean, a new GTA game, everyone loves that. I can't believe it when people hate on GTA, because GTA releases every 4 or 5 years or something like that. They really, put effort into making those games, and Rockstar games are always good. Now we also get Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is of course a great game. I mean, it's definitely for us Uncharted fans. Tomb Raider is definitely a game we will want to pick up because it's another action adventure game of probably the same standards. We've got BioShock Infinite, finally a true sequel to BioShock 1, which was one of the best games of this generation as well. Yeah, BioShock 2 got made by an entirely different team, but BioShock Infinite is looking to me to be amazing again, you know, from the same makers as BioShock 1. So I can't wait to play that. Battlefield 4, the sequel to Battlefield 3. Yeah, to me it's a bit disappointing that that's coming out already so fast after Battlefield 3, because, you know, the time between Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 3 was 6 years, and now we get 2 or maybe 3 years. It's not sure that it's going to release in 2013 yet, but I think it is. We've got Beyond, I mean, from the makers of Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain is one of the best titles on PS3, and Beyond is from the same makers. It's gonna be awesome. I mean, just look at the E3 trailer and the gameplay that was shown. I can't wait to play that one. Such a great experience. And then to finish it all off, you know what I'm looking forward to the most, from the creators of probably the best game this generation, the creators of Uncharted 2, we of course have The Last of Us coming out next year. I can't wait to play that. And yeah, just look at those 6 titles. I mean, those 6 titles, those are really titles you want to play. Yeah, when looking at the titles of 2012, nothing is really too exciting for me. And again, that's just my opinion. I'm really I'm really interested, you know, about what games are you gonna buy. So please let me know in the comments which games you are gonna buy this year. Like I said, for me it's gonna be Black Ops 2 and Assassin's Creed 3, and then maybe All Stars Battle Royale and Far Cry 3. But yeah, I mean, 2013, it's gonna be such a great year. I mean, we will have a disappointing fall, you know, this year. But for next year, I truly can't wait. It's going to be one of the best years in gaming generation. And yeah, I thank you a lot for watching. Please let me know what you think about, you know, what I think, what you think about my opinion, and if you agree with me or disagree, and why, of course. Yeah, I'm really interested in knowing that. Please let me know which games you are going to buy. And then I thank you a lot for watching, and I hope to see you next time.